Hello, I'm Mark Jardine, Managing Editor of yachtsandyachting.com and sailworld.com. And today I'm talking with David Mossman, who is the Leisure Marine Sales Manager at Marlow Ropes. And recently they have produced the Blue Ocean range of ropes. These started off with mooring lines and have now changed to double braid. And the key about this is they're made of 100% recycled materials. David, good to speak to you today.
Mark, nice to see you. It's been an interesting year, hasn't it?
Now, we've seen the mooring lines, first of all, out a couple of years ago. And this was your move really into the green market and making sure that your products were far more sustainable. But this is moving into a far more performance area of your ropes.
Mark, yes, we weren't just keen to move, I suppose, Marlow into sustainable materials, but it was also about, Marlow's business in the long term, and actually us, you and I as sailors and the products we use. Marlow needs to be here and be future-proof, and therefore we all need to change the way we do things. And Marlow's going to be here, and part of us being here is this move to sustainable products. So yes, we launched the Blue Ocean range firstly with the dock line back in Metz 2 years ago, and there was a Daneema Award nomination, which was fantastic. And really, we started being able to supply sailors with what is a fantastic dockline product, but that actually has 7.5 plastic bottles in every meter of it, instead of virgin polyester coming into it. So that was a great start, and the mission really was to move as much of our range as possible onto these products, but we had to get it going, and that was the trick in the beginning, because obviously the rPET yarns, and rPET yarn itself comes from, this is out of my fridge today, so this is some plum tomatoes, and if you look at the back of here, it says there's a little recycled logo and it says rPET. So this is what the reprocessors are using, this and plastic bottles, and it all gets turned into chips and pellets, goes through a very elongated process to be spun back into hair-like fibers of yarn, of polyester. We had to go through all the rigmarole of trying to get the right colors and get them to stick. And obviously we're used to, with the virgin products, being able to almost demand a Pantone color, get what we want. But with these recycled products, we've had to adjust slightly our expectation of what we can have as consumers of the product. And what we've managed to do is this year push through so that you can purchase double braid, which is our pre-stretched polyester product, pre-stretched and heat set. So you've got all of those things that Marlow is known for, and you've now got double braid for running rigging on your yacht. In a range of great colors. We've still got reds and blues, silvers and blacks. And it looks and feels exactly the same as the previous product, only now that's sustainable.
Well, a slight change in colors, a very small price to pay really when you're thinking that the product is 100% recycled. And what sizes, there it looked like you had a 14 mil rope there, but what sizes is this Blue Ocean double braid available in?
So what we've done is rather than bring in a parallel range of rope, we've taken our standard sort of mottled solid colors of double braid, and that now comes from 6 mil all the way up to 14 mil in the colored blended colors. And then hopefully as we progress through the next sort of 12 to 18 months, I think even the standard fleck double braids will potentially change over, because we're starting to find more yarns that have high break loads in solid whites, because that's actually a tricky color to find in recycled material. You end up with a slight silvery tint, but we would hope to switch everything over. This is a direction of travel that's not reversible for Marlow.
And this time last year we were at the Dinghy Show, the last one at Alexandra Palace. It was just the beginning of the time when we were using hand sanitizers and the fist bump for greetings. This year, with the restrictions in place, we've got the virtual RYA Dinghy Show. and this is where you're really launching the product.
Yes, we've this is the first sort of public outing, I suppose, of the Blue Ocean Doublebraid products. You know, I remember chatting to the British team guys when they were on the stand this time last year, which, you know, seems an age away, and I spoke to them. They sent me some videos up from Lanzarote just the other day to have on our stand to catch up with people. And equally, they're chasing me for when do we get these blue ocean yarns into the dinghy products, and hopefully that will be soon. It's a bit of supply and demand with the yarn and getting hold of it before we push it in. But obviously we've moved to the Dyneema core as well. So our Dyneema is now bio-based. So that's from a plant-based source instead of a oil-based source. So, you know, the whole direction of the business is going that way, and the dinghy sailors are really chasing hard actually for when can we get hold of those products, which is great. But it's nice to see the Dinghy Show go ahead. You know, we're really delighted to support the RYA in this virtual event. And you know, I know the weather's going to be good this weekend, but I think people are still going to come and then be inspired to go down to the boat and do some work as soon as we're, you know, allowed to do so, which is tantalizing, isn't it, Mark?
Absolutely. And with the British sailing team, do you find that their members are actually really pushing you to move towards more sustainable product?
Yeah, it's interesting. They are. When I caught up with the team in the summer when they were briefly back, and later in November on training camp, yeah, Dylan was asking, you know, what's going on with this, and you know, Saskia and Charlotte been asking questions as well, and obviously Hannah and Ailey. Hannah's been on an incredible quest to move things plastic free, and I think that's probably quite welcome. You know, when you go to big events, we all see a lot of water bottles, we all see, you know, the things that need picking up and securing and so that they don't go into the water, and the more we all get together, the more evident it is that things can change. It just needs people to lead it, and I think the team are really good at taking things on and pushing on a wider agenda, not just their sailing performance and gold medals, which is a great focus and inspiration to our younger sailors, but also the environment that surrounds us all, Mark. They're committed to that, and that's great to see.
And this weekend at the virtual RYA Dinghy Show, will you be on hand for when people have questions about this new product?
Yes, so I used the platform a couple of weeks ago at the Yachtmaster conference. So I've had some time using it. So I'll be at the Dinghy Show. People can click on a link to chat to me, and I can deal with questions, and I can direct people to splicing videos and help people out with line selection and those type of things. So I think I'm on and off during the 2 days, and then one of my colleagues will be there as well. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it, actually.
And you are really hands-on with your approach with the grassroots dinghy scene in the UK. And we saw in 2020, without doubt, a growth in participation, people getting on the water and actually getting out dinghy sailing. Are you hoping this is going to continue in 2021? And also, will you be doing your usual tour of the clubs, showing people how they can splice and things like that?
Yes, I'm desperate to get out, Mark. Having been shut away and watched all those events last summer get cancelled, very frustrating. So like everybody, I want to get out sailing myself, and I've got a whole host of events that I want to be at this year, and to, you know, wherever people see the Marlow van, they can just come and have a chat, and if they've got a hands-on question, please come and ask it, because we're very much into that. So I hope to be at the RP events this year, and really, you know, gluing those guys into splicing and getting them going, and lots of the youth events as well as some of the senior events. So there's lots going on, and it looks like after Boris's announcement, if we meet those goals, that we should be racing this summer, and that's pretty exciting.
Well, David, it's always fantastic to catch up with you. Really looking forward to when we can next do it in person, and all the best with the virtual RYA Dinghy Show this weekend.
Thanks ever so much, Mark. Really nice to see you.